Welcome in everybody to ZB's Horsepower Talk. As always, I'm ZB Zack Brown, and joining me as always is former 410 Sprint Car crew chief and mechanic, my dad, Jeff Brown. Make sure you guys like, subscribe anywhere you get your podcast, exclusively on Spotify and YouTube, all social media platforms as we release this every Tuesday or Wednesday. It's championship week for NASCAR. The Final Four and all three series have been chosen. And it was an exciting weekend at Martinsville. A lot of drama, of course, is what we expected. And let's just dive right into what we saw at Martinsville. 500 laps, it went by fast. It was a
Yeah.
very good Martinsville race. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I think it was the Goodyear brought a really good tire, shook some things up. Strategies played out the way they played out. The rocket ship of a car, Ryan Blaney, had a shot to lock himself in, and of course, William Byron he was the fastest car all day. He led over 300 laps in that race. Ryan Blaney was a rocket that was basically starting dead last, working his way up through the field. Byron puts a little bit of a bumper on him, nothing dirty, just a little bump and run. Ryan Blaney even said it was what he would do too. It was clean, nothing, no hurt feelings there. Fantastic Cup Series race at Martinsville as William Byron gets the win and locks himself into the championship four for the third consecutive year. Great job from William Byron. Also helps that I got that race winning pick right. So that and again, it was really good all weekend long. A lot of good racing.
Yeah, like you said, Goodyear brought a good tire. Had some fall off. So where some pitch strategy, we had some two tires, four tire stops. People getting track position. But yeah, I mean, William Byron and Ryan Blaney were the class of the field for sure. And there's a lot of things on Facebook. People are talking about how dirty it was. Even Blaney said so. He said, "Look, I left the bottom open a little bit. You're racing for the win, the chance to go to the championship." He bumped him out of the way. Nobody crashed. Nobody's going to bitch about that. I mean, quickly these people forget how you used to have to race Martinsville. There's actually it's better now as there is a little bit of an outside. Chase Elliott proved that you can pass on the outside. Before, the only way you were passing anybody was to shove them out of the way. You know, so we have in the final four we have two Joe Gibbs versus two Hendricks with Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, and Kyle Larson and William Byron going for the championship.
So there's only one champion that
Former
made it to the
champion.
final
Yeah.
four. So I had a bold prediction at the beginning of this year. No Ford was going to make it to the championship four. And man, did I knock that on the head. That was my
Yeah.
prediction after Ford dominated the championship last year between Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, and that was my prediction. And that's really the best thing that those Toyotas and Chevys could have going into Phoenix is to not have to race against Ryan Blaney or Joey Logano because the Fords just have a knack to get around
Yeah.
Phoenix. Even though in the spring, Toyotas and Chevys fared very well, but traditionally the Fords run extremely well in that championship four. So we will see two Toyotas, two Chevys, definitely going to be an exciting one. And as we always see, generally the final four is going to be
Right
pretty
all
much one, two,
together.
three, four. I mean, they're all going to be stacked up with each other. That's kind of how it's been. Very rarely does somebody win the race that's not the championship four. When I mean very rarely, it's happened once, and that was Ross Chastain two
Yeah.
years ago when Ryan Blaney won the championship. So no Penske three-peat right now. It is down to Gibbs, Hendrick, and it's going to be a good one. Before we talk about Phoenix, it is three-quarters of the entire Final Four in the Xfinity is Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got lonely Jesse Love that made it as well. There's just Hendricks, I mean Hendrick. Well, pretty much Junior Motorsports has been fantastic all year long. Really, specifically Connor Zilic, he's great wherever he goes. So he's in the final four, and Corey Heim has basically going to win the championship unless he has a catastrophic meltdown. That
Yeah.
truck has been amazing in the Truck Series. Three probably going to be good races. Maybe not the Truck Series so much, but I think Xfinity and Cup will be pretty exciting.
So here's a little interesting twist. So we have Carson Cavapol in the final four for Xfinity, who's also battling Connor Zilic for Rookie of the Year. It should be basically over, if Carson Cavapel somehow wins that championship, you got to give him Rookie of the Year, don't you think? I would.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
hard because I mean, just how dominant Zilich has been
yeah.
this year, it's kind of hard to really decide.
Now I
And,
don't. Now I don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it goes if it's a separate point system for that, but
I mean, it's an argument either way, and no matter who you give it to, they're going to be worthy of it. And but I'd have a hard time giving
I
Danny.
don't see it happening. But stranger things have happened.
Uh, well, one thing to really mention in the Cup race before moving officially on to Phoenix, uh, Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe both lost an engine at Martinsville. So the theory behind that was, I mean, Christopher Bell did not have an issue, so it looks like they were trying some different things
I'm wondering if they were
and some
trying a
different
combination.
yeah, some different setups because they're like, well, if it doesn't work and it fails, what I mean, it doesn't matter. Like we're just trying some new things, and that's what they were kind of alluding to. Because Christopher Bell didn't have any issues. Kyle Larson did what he needed to do in that race, though. That team did what they needed to
Yeah.
do. Just stayed in front of Christopher Bell, got stage points, and they basically cruised at the end and didn't put themselves in jeopardy. That's exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think he really ever tried to really race for the win, especially when he had a teammate that was, just dominating the race. There was no point in going in and even attempting to try to run with him. They showed that on a restart where they were 1 and 2. Larson let him right in
yeah.
right off the bat. So I mean, that was actually one of the few times Hendricks guys seemed to be
Well,
working
and
together.
and the thing is, the game plan very likely for Gibbs and Hendrick were we cannot let one of these Fords into the championship because we will
Yeah,
have a tough time beating them at Phoenix. And I mean, mission accomplished. And it's going to be a good one. I mean, we'll see. Let's get into Phoenix. This is the last year Phoenix will have the championship race for at least the probably 2 years. Usually they've been doing 2 to 3 years at the new track. I love it going back to Homestead. That will be great in itself. Phoenix, I mean, it's been pretty decent races in the fall. In
yeah,
the spring, they have not been great, but people are testing new things in the spring. They got some people that have new teams like Chase Briscoe. He didn't finish in Phoenix in the spring. That's not going to happen this time. They'll be
yeah,
prepared for this one. I mean, Joe Gibbs, they're going to bring all the notes from all the teams and figure it out. Same with Hendrick, but Hendrick does pretty decent there. Byron and Larson both had top tens. Yeah, Larson actually got third in the spring. Byron got like sixth or seventh in the spring. So it's not and Denny Hamlin finished second. Christopher Bell won this in the spring. So there's, I mean, all these guys are good. They're going to be ready to go for this one. The experience for Larson winning a championship that will help, but the experience with Denny Hamlin being in so many Final Fours, that's also going to play a factor too. And then of course you got Chase Briscoe, who's got nothing to lose. He's the
yeah.
one that nobody expects to even be there. Don't be surprised if he somehow makes his way to win this championship. Uh, Spoiler alert, he's not my pick to win the championship. But
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Like you said, he's got nothing to lose. So I mean, you might see some odd pitch strategy if the race kind of dictates, tires, pit stop, fuel strategy. They're probably going to do what the other guys aren't, unless he's just going out and I mean he's very capable going out and just leading every damn lap of this whole thing.
he
And the
and the
car's
crew,
fast enough.
and he's got one of the best crew chiefs too, the best teams. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no reason why he can't do it, and we've seen it that teams play a huge factor into winning these championships. And it all starts with what pit stall you get, so qualify well,
Yep.
and then kind of make sure you hit your marks as a driver going on to pit road. But the pit crew, if they have one mistake at Phoenix, that can be catastrophic. It's hard to make up laps at Phoenix. It
For
is a
sure.
long, I mean, it's a long race. It's over 300 laps, but it's still if you'll probably lose 2 laps if you make do
Yeah.
speed, you drop a jack, you if loose lug nut, you're done. It's over. That if
Yeah,
your
there's
tire
usually
falls
not
off,
a whole lot of cautions there to get,
generally not.
cautions and lucky dogs and
Not
things.
in the cup race. And now in the truck race, there will be 482 cautions. That's just what they do. Denny Hamlin has made this is his fifth championship four appearance. And I don't know how many years they've done the actual Final Four. That might be all of them. And he was okay. So he was also in the final round when they did. Yeah, it was in 2014, 19, 20, and 21. So this is the first time he's appeared in the championship four since 2021. So it's been a little bit
Okay.
since he's made it. Um, so he obviously he desperately wants that championship. It's eluded him for so long. He's got a shot at it. And like we were saying, Chase Briscoe, not really nothing to lose. William Byron, his third time's the charm to get a championship. Is Kyle Larson going to be a two-time champion? That's all the headlines you're going to see now. So you're going to see the Cinderella story of Chase Briscoe, William Byron. The is it his time? Third time's a charm, and Denny Hamlin. Every single year we talk about it. Can he finally get it done?
Yeah.
It'll be good. A lot of good storylines coming out of this. And I mean, there's can only be one champion. There'll be three disappointed drivers. I mean, I mean, that's just every year. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah,
Before
NASCAR does this to, draw up excitement for the last race. And you know what? Mission accomplished. We're pretty stoked over it, excited. I'm
yeah,
sure
it
a lot of
helps that
people are
Larson's
talking
in.
about it. It's,
It helps
yeah,
a
it
lot.
helps our guys in it. But, but still, I mean, there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of good storylines there. And so there's going to be a lot of press off the thing, even before the race starts. I I'm not a fan of the whole championship the way it works, but you know what? It's got people talking, and it's probably going to be on network TV, so people are probably going
Yeah,
to
it's
be.
on NBC. The last few races are actually on NBC, and that obviously helps. And Phoenix is going to be a sold out crowd. I mean, what else are you going to do in Phoenix right now? The Cardinals suck, so you're not going to go watch them. So they're going to be packed out there. I mean, and it's Phoenix is a great city that hosts events too, and that's why they've done it there. And going back to Miami next year, of course, that's obvious that they host events all the time too. Yeah, it's almost like a Super Bowl week for NASCAR. I mean, this is
Yeah,
what it is. This is what the drivers are going to be in press conferences every single day. They're going to ask the same damn questions every single day. They're going to get mentally annoyed from it. Probably Larson more than any because he just doesn't really he's like leave me alone. I'd rather just go race. Um, but we'll see how it all goes. Before we give our NASCAR fantasy, which don't need to talk about my doing in it anymore. I've failed tremendously at it. The Let's give our championship picks for the truck and Xfinity race uh, championship, truck and Xfinity championship. I think you on all three series you're going to win to win the championship. I just think that the winner
I
is going
agree.
to be the champion. Should we just get our truck out of the way and it's Corey Heim?
Yep,
Let's there's I'd be beyond shocked if Corey Heim loses this championship. Um, and then Xfinity. So I'll give my Xfinity pick first. Um, Justin Allgaier, obviously the defending champion, looking to go back and back to back. But I mean, it's been one driver's year. He's the he is the new calling, if you will, of NASCAR. He's been so consistent, been so fast wherever he goes. It doesn't matter which track. I've been so impressed the way he does it. Hopefully, he doesn't break his collarbone celebrating. But I got Connor Zilic to win the Xfinity Championship.
okay. I'm slightly different on that, and this is where I think experience really comes into play. You know, and it's not going to be too much for Justin Allgaier to handle this. Two-time champion, two in a row for Justin Allgaier.
Let's get NASCAR fantasy and our championship picks for Phoenix. So I'll give mine first. You can look at the standings if you want on the screen. You have a chance to win the overall standings. You look.
I will say somebody made a huge comeback from being 100 points down.
I mean, you won every single dang week for the championship run. So
But
here's my
in
starting.
playoff standings, I am whooping everybody from the
Yeah,
last
and you have a
few
chance to win
playoffs.
everything. So this week I can't have Larson, but here we go for the final NASCAR fantasy for 2025. I have Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, Denny Hamlin, and in my garage I have Christopher Bell. The feature matchups this week. Take a guess. They have championship drivers all against each other and the teammates.
Yeah,
Chase Briscoe versus Denny Hamlin. I have Denny Hamlin on this one. William Byron versus Kyle Larson. I have Kyle Larson over Byron. Kyle Larson versus Chastain. I have Kyle Larson over Chastain.
Logano.
Oh, Chastain over Logano. Yep, that would be it. Can't read. Joey Logano over Chastain. And Ryan Blaney versus Christopher Bell. Ryan Blaney over Christopher Bell. Go ahead with your picks.
Okay. So I cannot use Chase Briscoe or William Byron. So I have Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, and in my garage, I have Ross Chastain. And we are pretty similar on these. I have Denny Hamlin over Chase Briscoe, and I'm not going to be the guy to jinx it. I have William Byron over Kyle Larson, Joey Logano over Ross Chastain, and Ryan Blaney over Christopher Bell.
Good picks this week, according to DraftKings. William Byron, very consistent there. A must pick is Ryan Blaney. He's so good. The Fords are really good there.
Yep.
Avoid Austin Dillon. Don't know who would pick him anyways.
Yeah.
Avoid Austin Cindric. That's one I think could be a sleeper because the Fords are good there. A sleeper is Chris Buescher, which I'd agree. Again, Fords are pretty good at
Yeah.
Phoenix. All right. My championship and race pick are going to be the same.
Yeah.
Again,
All of ours are too.
I think you have to win the race to win the championship. I've looked at it time and time again. It's hard to pick this. You're damn right. I'm not jinxing shit this year. So I'm not picking Larson to win the championship. I think we have a new champion in NASCAR. It is one that is already a lock to be in the Hall of Fame, like we talked about. I think it's finally his time. I have Denny Hamlin winning the 2025 NASCAR championship.
Okay. I agree with that one. Mom does not. Mom has William Byron winning the race and the championship.
Well, we will see what happens. Generally, she's been decent, but I got last week's pick right. I hope we're all wrong,
I hope we're all wrong. Yes.
and we will see. I think it'll be very exciting what we have coming on Sunday. This has been exclusively a NASCAR one because it's the championship. Next week, we will be obviously talking about the NASCAR championship, but we will dive into the Sprint Car World Finals because they are in Charlotte next week. We would definitely talk about all of that too and try to preview a little bit of what's to happen there. And then the week after that will be NHRA, and then we'll start setting up for our season finale. So make sure you guys share this and make sure you check it out Facebook, YouTube, all of that stuff. And we will see everybody after Phoenix and who are the three newly crowned champions in NASCAR.
Yep. All right. Bye, everybody.